Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many videos I've made now on good old Sushi Squad, but I gotta tell you, this game is absolutely dead. They took their name, Suicide Squad, and they took it a little bit too seriously because, oh my god, the latest edition that I was forced to witness on my Twitter. Again, I haven't been reporting on Suicide Squad because to me, the game is dead, right? It's going to close down, just like Marvel's Avengers. Is only a matter of time. But this game is now deciding that, hey, we lost almost all of our player base. Let's try to milk whatever little bit of player base we have. Oh, I know. Let's put out there a trans Mrs. Freeze. That is going to be a top-selling DLC character guaranteed during Pride Month.
I shall unleash my fury upon you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, apparently, according to an article from That Park Place, it says an alleged first look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's Mrs. Freeze is accused of promoting transgenderism. Ladies and gentlemen, this picture right here. I mean, oh my god, what is this? This is the masculine Rosie O'Donnell Mrs. Freeze. I don't understand why you would think this is going to do any sort of well for your game. At this point, you are not only just trying to milk whatever idiot is going to buy this, right? But you're also essentially trying to get rid of whatever fan base you probably have left, because you're going to have the hardcore DC fans that are probably going to eat this up, but very few and far between of those are still playing around. But then you're going to have the people who are probably a little more casual who are going to look at this and be like, who the hell is this? Like, why? The boobs nowhere to be found. Zero boobs anywhere, and obviously packing down here a little bit, a little puffy, and then you have the obvious trans colors, right? They're gonna say, "Oh, it was a design choice. We promise." Yeah, totally was. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says an alleged first look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's upcoming new character, Mrs. Freeze, is being accused of promoting transgenderism. The alleged first look was first shared at the subreddit Gaming Leaks and Rumors. X-user Manga Lawyer reacted to the first look, writing on X, Rocksteady, the developers of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, transformed Mr. Freeze into a non-binary Karen they them. This is wild. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, if this comes out to be true, all right, because I don't know if it's been confirmed, but a lot of people are saying it's real. If it comes out to be true, which I think it is, wow. I mean, I really don't know what else to say other than that. I mean, you guys, how is this going to save your fan base, right? How is this going to bring in more fans? I want to know who was sitting at that table when you guys came up with this idea, when you came up with this decision. I want to know who was the impeccable salesman that convinced the higher-ups that this is what they needed to spend money and resources creating. I want to know, because whoever that salesman is, I would like to know and learn from you. I would like to know your sales skills, because you definitely killed it on this one. You knocked it out the park. In a subsequent post, the user added, I predicted this before the game's release, and the backlash was intense. They perceive femininity and female anatomy as threats to society. Now they've made a character transgender. Take note of Mrs. Freeze's chest. That's not a woman. It's not. It's not a woman. This is not a woman. I don't care what anybody says. This is not a woman. You want to pretend that this is a woman? No. I mean, look at the shoulders, right? Look at the V shape. This is not a woman at the end of the day, right? And they try to make it look as androgynous as possible as you possibly could for a character like Mrs. Freeze, but still, this is so fucking pathetic. It's insane. And then it says, with the recent release of Season 1, Episode 2 update, players spotted a tease for Mrs. Freeze. X-user Arkham Videos showed a portion of the map that is frozen over and a sign that reads, Ho Ho Frozen Chicken Bites. Oh my god. Hold on, what's this? Let's see. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still playing this game, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing at the end of the day. Freeze had previously been hinted at when Reddit user Serenity Plays shared a video of Brainiac referring to his Harley Quinn player as Freeze. Now, I'm not going to show it because apparently it contains spoilers. In the reaction to this video and others like it, Miller Ross claims it's a tease for a character named Victoria Freeze. He wrote, saw this making the rounds today. Yeah, it seems like some of Brainiac's incidental combat banter featuring Victoria got mistorted and given to Harley by accident. Oops. oops. It was quite likely that manga lawyer's accusation is correct back in 2020 while Naughty Dog was about to release The Last of Us Part 2. An alleged seasoned artist informed Sausage Roll that video game developers were making female characters look like men to placate adherents to transgender ideology. Now, listen, we've been talking about this for a while now. Okay, a lot of these female characters that are coming out in gaming right now are getting roasted left and right because they don't look female in the slightest. These are not feminine characters. These are not characters that actual real female gamers are going to say are cute or going to want to actually play as or dress up or anything like that. The whole reason Pokemon Go was massively successful because there was a lot of women playing it, a lot of casual players, and they love dressing up their avatars. And then that update came out and now they're all mad and they stopped playing the game. So listen, man, real female gamers, they don't want this androgynous shit. They want to be able to dress up their characters, make them cute, make them whatever, make them in whatever image they want to make them in, but they don't want to dress up a man. That's the whole point why they don't play a man, right? If you want to play a man, go play a man character. Don't give me a female character that looks like a man. That kind of defeats the entire purpose. But again, they want to kind of placate to the trans community. They want to make sure that they do everything they possibly can so that nobody can accuse them of transphobia, because for these corporations, the two biggest things that you can accuse them of that's going to make them go running to the hills is racism and transphobia. Those are the two things that they're going to bend over so fast and just basically beg for forgiveness if you accuse them of any of the two. It says the artist noted it's not really about the sexual objectification of women. Women like men come in all shapes and sizes. To say that having big busted women is unrealistic is untrue. This insider then added, this is only true for trans people. A trans woman can't naturally grow large breasts, and not all of trans people can afford implants. If you see a game where the women are a little less curvy, it's not because the game designers are worried about the receiving backlash for sexualizing women. It's because they're worried about offending the trans community. That's a fact. That's a fact. I've been saying that for how long now? I don't even know how long I've been saying that, but I've been saying that for a while. And I'm glad to see that other people are kind of saying the same thing too, because after a while, you're going to have to notice what's right in front of you, right? And these people are absolutely trying to not offend the trans community. This is why they're constantly making women ugly, because they know trans females are much more prominent than trans males, right? Not many people trans into males, but a lot of people trans into females. And gee, I wonder why. I wonder why that is. Could that be a societal thing? Could it be that being a female overall is much easier in life than being a male? I mean, listen, obviously both sides have their issues, but I start to wonder, why is there so much more trans females than there is males? It's also a kink thing too, right? So you got a lot of weird dudes who are essentially getting off on dressing up as females. And once you go down that rabbit hole, you start realizing the truth behind this nonsense. And none of it, almost none of it, has to do with gender dysphoria. At least not in the true sense of the word. He then revealed from the design standpoint that this is a really challenging problem. I've had many board meetings about how to tackle this. Trans people want realistic representation in our games, but they feel excluded if they are represented as too masculine or too feminine. That's why you see a lot of designers nerfing the female form, so to speak, so that the difference between trans women and cis women is less noticeable. And that's really it at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. They want to make it as little of a difference as possible. They want to make sure that the difference is so unnoticeable that after a certain point, everybody kind of looks the same, right? And that's the problem. When you have a society when nobody can stand out because we're all basically looking the same, doing the same, and you're not allowed to be creative or have any kind of creativity or something special about you, it just ends up being communism. I mean, that's really what it is. It ends up being a point where everybody is essentially held to the same thing, and it becomes very boring, very stale. But hey, as long as you don't offend people, that's all that matters. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.